Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Bradley from Ginger Giant, and I'm here today to interview one of the wonderful bands that you can see at Full Moon Fest on July 19th. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Cory. I'm the drummer for KroZe, KroZe. We are located in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we're pop rock for people who date dinosaurs.
How about you elaborate on that a little bit for people who date dinosaurs?
So we're kind of like the bands Paramore and the 68. My wife is in the band, and she really loves Paramore, and I really love 68, and we want to do a band together, but it's kind of like how and what and why, and we want to do something different. So that's why we don't have a bassist and all those kinds of things. So I really like the guitar tone of the 68, and she really loves the song structure of the Paramore stuff. So we kind of just mix the two together, and out comes that sound.
Who in your band does the majority of the songwriting? Like, how does that work?
It's sort of everyone, but mostly myself and Ian. Kaylee writes all of her own lyrics, and the only thing I'll maybe is like the structure, or if she's having trouble with like placement of vocals, like that. So, and then the rest of it is just me and Ian, pretty much. Me and the guitar player, who's also, it's one guitar, one drummer, one vocalist. There's no bass or anything like that.
Going back to the songwriting process, are you guys more of like a get together and jam to write your songs?
Always.
Or are you like, you send each other demos back and forth?
No. I'm old school. If I'm not in the room, I will forget, and I will not be able to do it at my own house, because when I'm home, it's just for sleep, so I'm asleep mostly. So it's always in the room. It's always together. It's always, because if we write together and somebody's having a problem with something, we can immediately get to it, finish it, get the song done, and just move past it. The only thing we'll come in with is like a riff. I'll come in with like, maybe I have this riff, and then we'll just reverse engineer that entire thing. Like maybe it's not the beginning of a song, but maybe it's the middle of a song, and we kind of just build around it.
So do you guys write lyrics or music first?
I have to give props to Kaylee. She's a bit prolific in her lyric writing, and she does it all the time. I know we haven't been around a lot, so people haven't been like enough to soak it all in, but it is actually really good. I cry sometimes when we're playing because I can hear what she's saying and I know what she's talking about. So like it kind of gets me a little, because some of it is sad, really sad. But that's good in a songwriting sense. So kind of the lyrics are always done. She just will write a song and we'll say, wow, that's kind of this vibe. And then she'll go, I have the perfect song for that already done. And she'll go, and then we'll just put lyrics to that.
When she comes with lyrics, does she also have vocal melodies, like she sings it all, or does that change?
She'll do melodies while we're writing, or she'll sit there. If we say this song is called, we have crazy song titles like T-Rex Boyfriend and Concrete Big Mac. So she'll kind of hum along, or I will play drums quietly and I'll go la da 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 da, and then she'll kind of go okay, and then she'll get that cadence, and that's where her lyric writing in the room comes in, because she'll take words out or maybe put words in, or you know how when you're singing you can cut a word into like 20 syllables even though it's only maybe 2, so that kind of thing.
Many bands say that they primarily use major 7 chords. Would your band fall into that category? Or do you guys use more basic chords? Or do you experiment and get even more complicated than that?
I don't know what a major 7th is, so let's start there. Ian is actually very good at chord shapes. He's got a lot of these things, these awkward, weird, and he does a lot of riffing, so he's able to like do scales and things like that. Things I have no idea, but I'll go, hey, and then he'll move around on the fretboard, hit it, and I'll go, that's the one. I'm all ear all day. So I would say he's a great guitarist, and I don't know what he's doing. But it works.
Okay, so in 2022, you stated that you had finally begun to consider yourself a pretty damn good drummer, and that you could put a drum beat over any genre of music. So in your opinion, what makes someone worthy of being called a good drummer?
Ooh. Well, I think that's a big question. Mostly, like technique, of course. That's always something. Like when somebody's doing everybody, the guys who can just, it's like, it's undeniable. You're like, well, yeah, they're awesome. But another one that I like is their own, it's always the little bits, the nuance. So if somebody has their own unique style, especially with like flourishing, things like that, that's always something that I latch onto when I'm watching other drummers. And just their ability to serve a song. Because you can overwrite. It's very easy to overwrite, especially on drums. I think you have to believe in yourself, which is hard for musicians. But I think you have to understand your capabilities, so you can't lie to yourself. Some people have this weird ego thing, and they kind of over-believe in themselves, which is okay. But it can be detrimental if it's too much.
Speaking to being overconfident, you've also said that your approach to performing is being super overconfident. So how did you get to that point, and would you recommend that approach to others, and why?
Absolutely. I think I had to learn a lesson when I was younger because I had a bit of an ego, like a little too much, like especially after I was on stage. Because when you're on stage, there's no greater feeling in the world, especially if somebody's moving to your music. You know what I'm talking about. It's unbelievable. So when I was younger, and that would happen, but then maybe it wouldn't happen for the next band. It would be, ha, 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 you stink, whatever, very crappy mentality. So you get a little older, you get a little wiser. And so what I taught myself to do is not be such a jerk. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear. And it's okay to in that moment on stage to be a rock star, but from the front of the stage to the back of the stage is the only place that ever needs to live. Like as soon as you step down those steps, turn back into yourself, because rock star stuff only works on stage, especially in this era.
So this is your first project that doesn't have harsh vocals. How does having a female vocalist that doesn't do screaming inspire you to write differently?
Ooh, yeah, it does. It's actually kind of hard because I've written the newest song I wrote, and before that song, I was in this other idea, but it was coming out kind of like one of my other band songs. Stylistically, we need notes, real ones, not just bar chords and riffs, but we need like actual like full chords and like these prettier, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it needs to be a little bit more robust. And for me, that's actually pretty hard to do because I don't know anything, basically. I'm self-taught, so it's tough. It actually is tough to keep them separated.
Did any of them start out as demos for other bands? Like, did you bring in?
Nope. We were in a band, me, Ian, and Kaylee were in a band a long time ago called Hot Mess. That band, we thought about maybe we just start with some of those old songs, but then we were like, they don't really fit the idea we're going for. So we just got in a room. We practiced for over a year in secret. We didn't tell anybody. We just did it. And then we wrote like 4 songs, and we're like, hey, let's announce a show and just be a band. So that's fun.
Do you guys perform with a click?
Absolutely not. No. I don't think any of us could, even if we wanted to.
What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of performing with a click?
The click will keep you always on point, right? Always. But I think it takes away your freedom because it puts you in a box. You can always go outside the box. I've seen musicians do it. They'll pull the earpieces out and they'll just free range, especially when something's going too good, especially like at the end of a song or something. I'll drag something out way many beats, I'll just go to dead silence and just be like, ha, 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 ha. And everyone has to wait around until I hit a snare drum. So like, you can't program that. And you can't, because everything for us is kind of like this. It's always up and down. So no, I built my style on kind of chaos. It doesn't really work with the click track.
So earlier, you described your band being self-recognized as sounding like a mix between the 68 and Paramore. So what characteristics about your sound are unique from those influences and set you apart from them?
So the 68 is a very blues-inspired band, and everything is, again, very free form. You'll never see the same show twice kind of thing. All we took from them was the tone. 68's tone is basically, this is how he acquires it. He has a bunch of amps, but also he has guitar amps and bass amps, and he's running through a multitude of pedals, like so many that he has them programmed into boards. And he runs everything through all the stuff all at once, but he can turn things off and on as he wants to. So that's how we had to build our setup. So we have 3 separate cabinets, 3 separate amp heads, a whole slew of pedals that have to like work in tandem, and some don't work on other cabinets because it'll over distort the tone, so we don't want to be too crunchy, whereas theirs is like just full blast in your face, loud. And then Paramore, the vocals, the guitar, like the actual chords and the riffs, those kinds of things are very similar. We're probably different in that we have a lot of more subdued stuff. So we're kind of 1-to-1 right now, and I don't know if that's on purpose, but we're not doing anything really on purpose. But we have like poppy upbeat things that you want to kind of move your hands and dance to, and then we have stuff that you're like, oh, I wish they wouldn't have played that one, you know? So I think that's a little different, and their drummer is way better than me.
It's been so much fun chatting. So tell everyone what you got coming up, where we can find you, and where we can see you.
We're on all the social media. Well, pretty much just Instagram. We're very bad at social media. KroZe Band AR. We are playing Full Moon Fest July 19th with a whole slew of great bands. I can't wait. We're first. I don't care what Kurt says. I'm telling everyone we're first. Get there early. Come see the bands. There's giveaways. There's all kinds of stuff. There's food trucks. There'll be entertainment outside in between bands. I know Matty Christ is going to be DJing the entire time. He'll be hot and sweaty, so show him some love. Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.